somehow. Yeah. Which is strange.
It's the ghosts in the computer. They're fucking with us.
Live feed.
Oh, are we on? I thought we were in live. Yeah. You are the one person who's not allowed to say that word, Jessica Theroux. All your magic will disappear. I was just having fun. And then I thought we weren't live yet. You are now live on the YouTube channel. Is that going to be the opening thing too? Yeah. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. I'm a respectable person. I shared the live feed. If it's still working. Also, Rich, I'm soaking the other brushes by the sink.
This looks good.
Ah! You just put your mouth on that.
It was good.
It looks like Tang.
No, it tastes like pumpkins.
Okay.
I did not put my mouth on that. I cherish what I put in my mouth. Look at this, watch.
So, everybody.
I already sent the ticket.
No, Kevin Costner. There's a video. Okay. We are going to share. I thought we were live, yeah. Okay. Oh, maybe it just barely. We are going to share.
Whose voice is that?
She's obnoxious.
Hey, can everybody come up front for a second? Okay, I'm going to ask you to do something, okay?
Move back
Are
because
you
put me off screen.
I put you off screen?
You said, move over, you're in my way. Now I'm not.
Did I say move over, you're in my way?
Yeah.
It would be on camera if that's true.
No,
I don't
not
remember.
while you were live streaming. It was when you were painting. Before live stream.
So what are we doing now?
Now we're live streaming.
And so what does that mean?
Get back on screen.
You gaslighted me again.
No, it's not. No, that's actually not what that is.
Welcome to the Gaslight Channel. We test the
limits of the human mind. All right. So we're going to start by calming down and acknowledging where we are together.
I'm going to start by sharing the link because this is what keeps us open. So, oh, there's 21 shares.
I already did share.
Yeah, Kelly shares like 19 times.
Yay!
You share and I share.
Me too. Yay.
Thank you.
So we're live to YouTube and Facebook. Email the link to a friend.
This vest makes me look like Chandler Bing.
I
like the worst parts of Chandler Bing.
I like it with your hat. Where's your hat?
Yeah.
Okay, so share the link. We are Rumble 525 today. Because the more people that see it, sees more art. They see more art. Okay, we're going to acknowledge.
And it's nice if people share this part, but what's essential is we share the next part. That's the important part.
We're going to acknowledge that, and then we're going to acknowledge the land we're on. The Creator gifted us with this land that we are blessed to share and care for together. We acknowledge that the land we gather on, the Kinstis, is the ancestral territory of the Siksika Sitapi, the Siksika, the Kainai, the Pikani, and the Amska Pi Pikani. We acknowledge all the Treaty 7 signatories, including the Sutena people, as well as the Iarhe Nakota Nations, Bearspaw, Chiniki, and Wesley. This land is also home of Métis Nation Region 3 and all others who call this place home. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. This is Rumble 525. Praxis is on their way. Transit is broken. Oh, no. Praxis. We will see you soon, Praxis.
Oh. You know what? If there's a fire and a tornado and it's not busy, I'm fine. Right? Last week was brutal. The weather was nice. No one showed up. Like, opening bid, $6. It's like, holy crap, opening bid, $6.
We might not be here next week. See
this
you guys.
week we'll be like, opening bid, $6. That darn tornado again.
Fire. All right, so.
Hey! Tomorrow, we're going to try and do a figure drawing session. And it'll be free tomorrow because we want to talk about how we want to organize it. So 2 things. If you're interested in figure drawing, tomorrow's the night to come down for free. Secondly, whoever shows up tomorrow will have a say in how we handle the figure drawing. So that's good. Thirdly, if no one shows up for figure drawing, we don't have to do extra work.
We've been wanting to do figure drawing and everyone's been asking.
Yeah.
We're just trying to figure out, like
Like-
I'll
Do we
probably.
have a model or something?
Well, we're not gonna do. I'm gonna just sit in because it's late notice, and we don't ever want to.
Tomorrow will not be nude modeling unless it's just not.
No.
No, I'd rather draw rich.
Yeah,
He
you
doesn't
know, I
sit
don't mind.
still
I
very
don't.
often.
Yeah,
He's
the
fun
sitting
to
still
draw.
part is a problem.
He's like, has it been 10 minutes yet?
Don't you need like big, like books of paper and like easels?
Everybody brings their own
we have
stuff.
all that.
We
we have
have
backup
lots. Of,
stuff,
we have
yeah.
lots of drawing boards, but everyone just brings their own. Just like this, everyone brings their own materials because everyone likes working in different ways. So
Yeah, but straight up, if nobody comes, we're not doing it again. Like, it's not that we're. What is that? Does that sound that well? It's just that. Can I tell you
if
this?
you
story about
don't
figuring
come tomorrow,
Well, let me put it a different way. We ran Gorilla House
He's like-
12 years ago, right? And we were getting depressed the days after Wednesday. So it was like, hey, let's have figure drawing. I was like, really? You want to have figure drawing? So we were talking about having figure drawing, and Bobby knocked on the door. The door opened up, and Bobby walks in. You guys, do you guys ever do nude figure drawing? We're like, actually, we just 5 minutes ago said we should start figure drawing. So our first model Bobby showed up, I think, like 3 or 4 weeks in a row. And we started figure drawing on Thursdays around 12 years ago. At the time, there wasn't a lot of people putting on open figure drawing groups. So it was like an obligation that we worked Wednesdays. We had to work Thursdays. We generally, for 10 years, lost enough money on figure drawing that it never cost us any money in taxes. Basically, we paid the model almost exactly what we made every night. Some nights it cost us money to work the extra night and put figure drawing on. We don't mind that. But there are a lot of other groups doing figure drawing now.
Mhm.
Despite the fact that there's a lot of other groups doing figure drawing, we always did Thursday nights. And we were going to try a Saturday figure drawing like a couple weeks in a row. Nobody showed up. We weren't upset. We didn't push it that hard. We're just testing to see if anybody wanted to do it on Saturdays. And it didn't seem like a huge hit, which is fine. We did the garbage cleanup Saturdays. But
I will start that more in the
Yeah.
summer.
we're interested in seeing if people want to do figure drawing on Thursday nights. And if nobody shows up, it's just no pressure. We'll just do some figure drawing between ourselves.
We'll
That's
be
why
here.
we're not hiring a model initially. And then depending on who shows up tomorrow, we're going to start having conversations about what kind of figure drawing do we want to do? Because we could do art lesson figure drawing where we're teaching you. Most people don't like that. I'm actually most interested in having clothed models, charging less, and opening it up to kids as well. That you could have kids come in and take, because that's actually really exciting. Actually, the nude figure drawing is kind of exciting too, but in a different way.
We
Why
could
not-
do.
why not, like a Spider-Man costume.
Yeah, no,
We did
would-
costumes and stuff. Like
yeah.
we could do like one. There's 4 Thursdays in a month, so we could do like first Thursday. Oh, we could have like a schedule.
Yeah. And I shouldn't. A schedule.
We're gonna have
That's
we have
the
a
whole
schedule.
point of threatening people not to do it if they don't come tomorrow is I just don't want to make a schedule. And also,
Or if you don't come, I'm gonna make a schedule, and you're gonna have to live with it.
you could have a spreadsheet.
I can make a spreadsheet. Okay.
Wait though.
Okay.
I do want to say something because we were so protective about not ever letting figure drawing be like a creepy thing. And then I made a creepy joke about nude modeling just a second being exciting. But that was only because, and I'm not trying to cover up, this is on a live feed. It really comes down to it really is exciting to do nude figure drawing. And I don't mean in a romantic sense or opportunist sense. It really is both for modeling and drawing. It's an ancient practice where you come in and the intensity of the drawing session really increases because of the vulnerability of both the artists and the model.
Yeah.
And I totally forgot that was a thing that people, because we were on the radio once and this guy was making these weird comments about it. And we're like, dude, what's wrong with you? And it wasn't so much that I was trying to make that joke. I'm going to go back and watch the video and make sure I'm telling the truth. Because I wasn't trying to make that joke, but after I said it, I realized, wow, that was like a little bit funny and everybody's laughing really hard. So what did I say wrong? And then I realized that's why everybody thought I was being, not you guys. I'm just saying like it sounded weirder than I meant it.
Welcome to the Rumble House.
Welcome to the Rumble
It
House.
Usually sounds weirder than we mean it. Okay, so we are going to. This is the 525th time we've gotten
That's
together.
a lot considering I'm meant to have 6.
I'm to
525 is way bigger than 6.
way
Just to
bigger
point
than
that out.
6. The wheels over there. I'm not going to spin it. I'm just going to open up these books.
The other language
I did it.
3 days after I was born.
Rich has just
As
talked
I-
for a long time.
Did you actually do it or did he interrupt it?
No, I did it. Like, it was like 20 minutes ago, but I did
Oh,
it.
I totally
Yeah.
thought he interrupted it.
What
It's
was I
because
about?
it's such a good flow.
Oh, the line that
Chelsea
came
was
also.
writing me about the land acknowledgement, and I was like, no, sorry.
Here, read this part.
Continue. Oh, sorry.
Rich Teru driving away audiences for 12 years.
Share it so we can spread our lunacy.
Anti-established, 2012.
But my mother did not understand, nor did the nurse, for the language I spoke was that of the world from which I came. I like that. The other language. So, first piece of inspiration is the other language. Second piece of inspiration. Oh, this is cool. So, they're talking about the AI voice, that putting in John Lennon voice. They're
No,
what?
that's not what they were saying.
No, they're talking about using AI to fix up the recording that they
Right,
had
yeah.
of the John Lennon
They
voice.
used AI to repair a bad recording of John Lennon.
Mm.
The title of the news story made it sound like
Yeah.
they AI John Lennon into a song,
Yeah.
which is like, no! And then I actually
is
followed
not.
it. It's
Yeah.
quite sweet. In the 90s, 1995, they had 3 unreleased, half-created
half.
Beatles songs, which weren't their best songs. That's why they didn't produce them.
Yeah.
And there were 4 songs recorded that they didn't use. And so Blackbird was what? No, not Blackbird. Fly Away Bluebird or something like that. Well, do you remember that? Anyways,
I don't.
there's a 4th song where the recording was so poor they weren't able to recover it, and they used AI to repair his
That one
recording.
track of
Yeah,
his voice,
but it's
yeah.
not an AI. It's not like do me a song in the voice of John Lennon. 'cause that could happen too.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so Sky Event for John Lennon by Yoko Ono. The organizer of the event may select one version from the following. A, wait until a cloud appears and come above your head. B, wait until the snow falls. C, wait until a chair falls. All 3 versions can be done in any season of the year. People should gather with their Sunday outfit, wearing their best hats. If the weather is cold, burn fire. If it's warm, pass cold drinks and wait. Stop cars and people on the street and inform them of the event that's taking place. Let them join. Call friends and strangers on the phone and ask them to join. That's kind of like what we do here. Prepare binoculars and telescopes for people to occasionally check the sky. Ladders of great height should be prepared for people who wish to climb up high to check. The gathering can take place both outside and indoors. If it's indoor, it will be nice to gather in a room with a large window. If it's a closed room, take turns to go out and check. Take photographs of the sky, the town, and the people before, during, and after the wait. Do not talk loud or make noise, as you may scare the sky. Oh,
Scare the sky.
yeah. Second
Where's
piece
some
of
Bob Dylan
inspiration,
there?
scare the sky. Third piece of inspiration from Bob Dylan. With no sidecar, go ahead, shoot. All you need is a license and a weak heart. Through the braided hair and a loafing beer can beach of wood, brains of the roadhouse, and panel trucks filled with cucumber funk. Jim Beam sweating, and lords and ladies in the rearview mirror, humanity in the gang bang mood, and yodeling swimmers, the kinks from Strike Town, and itty bitty pretty one lapping up the crankcase rot gut, and Lenny laughing in a fake sombrero, and the jugglers trying to smother the girls from the big city, and panoramic way you found Lenny, the dog catcher killer and motorcycle saint. You either love him or hate him, attracting the filthy mamas, Tom the wretched, Mike the bull, and Hazel, the pornographic backslapper. Lenny can take
Bob Dylan.
the bad out of you and leave you all
Like,
good.
everything so far has either gone really badly tonight or really well. It just depends on how you see the world.
That's a good piece of inspiration.
Did I snub you on the street about 2 weeks ago? Did you wave at me and I kind of like just...
Going down the corner.
Yeah, I panic when...
Intersection the other day when you were going across the window.
I saw you twice.
Yeah.
I almost stopped you the second time to say that I saw you, and I didn't. I felt so like I just panicked. And like a block later, I was like, "Was that weird? Did I do weird?"
Did I do weird?
Welcome home.
Okay, so we have the other language, the don't scare the sky, and there's a lot of crazy stuff happening in this poem. All you need is a license and a weak heart. I'm not sure. So Bob Dylan.
Can we just keep
Tarantula.
seeking for something more positive?
Sure.
Last week was so slow. I thought it was over. I thought after last week, no one will ever come back. And there's already enough people in this room right now to make me feel like we have a future. Do you ever have those moments? So like, oh, I did it. I killed it.
Here.
I hugged it till it died.
Yeah.
Oh, love him and pet him and squeeze him. Oh.
Here. Yellow by Anne Sexton. When they turn the sun on again, I'll plant children under it. I'll light up my soul with a match and let it sing. I'll take my mother and soap her up. I'll take my bones and polish them. I'll vacuum up my stale hair. I'll pay all my neighbors' bad debts. I'll write a poem called Yellow and put my lips down to drink it up. I'll feed myself spoonfuls of heat, and everyone will be home playing with their wings, and the planet will shudder with all those smiles. And there will be no poison anywhere, no plague in the sky, and there will be mother broth for all of the people.
Mother broth.
And we will never die.
That's
Not one
intense.
of us.
Mother broth.
We'll go on, won't we?
Right?
Yeah.
How well timed. We'll go on, won't we?
There you go.
Thank you for showing up tonight.
Okay, so we're going to make art for 2 hours. We're going to put artwork up on the event page. And then we're going to have a nice time and...
Have a nice time, okay? Sorry. I'm so sorry. It's my idea of funny. Can you move over a bit? I just want to do this thing. It's so tortured. Did I tell you why, though? One of the kids in my class... Are you listening?
Yes, I love it.
One of the kids in my class made a painting. Is this acrylic? How would I know? And used black and yellow to mix colors. And it was just grotesque. And I thought, oh, I want to do that. And so I made a painting out of black and yellow. And it was kind of grotesque.
I was wondering.
I know, right? And then I wanted to fix it up because it looked kind of grotesque.
Yeah.
So I fixed it up. And now you know what?
You miss it?
Well, yes. Part 1, I miss it. Part 2, yellow came up on the.
Oh, yeah. Yellow came up with the wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
That's really funny.
So I immediately had this paint. I was just like, nah, it's okay. It just looks more like something I do. And then it's like, duh, I missed the grotesque. Oh, it's not bad on camera. Hang on. No, there it is.
Hang on.
I wrecked it.
Hang on a tick.
How are you?
I like
support you. That works better. How are you?
Oh, that sucks so
Oh.
bad. Look at this. It's not
little
yellow at all.
squares.
I was gonna say, I have more little squares if anybody else wants to share. I'm happy to share.
Oh, cute. Guys, if anyone needs some nice little squares,
That's my job.
we tried so That was really funny.
What?
Everything was really funny.
What am I missing?
Nothing.
Okay. I need help.
Yeah?
I just want to get out of your way as quick as possible.
You're fine.
I need yellow. Is there any in there?
Wait, I can't get out of here though.
That's why I need help.
Chelsea,
No.
I can't get out of here, Rich. Can you find yellow paint? Is there like, can you come and go into that black box and see if there's any yellow?
Don't go my
acrylic?
black box! Just kidding. I'm so kidding you because I'm fun.
That's really see-through.
Yellow.
Huh. It's almost like I'm wasting my time, isn't it?
Oh, and then that's black. Now I understand why you said that was unfortunate. I'm catching up. I'm like 10 minutes late.
neon, like yellow.
No, I just want like a banana gross boring yellow, please.
Oh,
Are you ruining everything?
that's not banana. But maybe
Oh,
It'll do. Thanks.
banana-ish.
We'll do Chelsea. It'll do.
Okay.
Did you ever read Catcher in the Rye?
thank you.
No,
Yes.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yes.
Right. So on page like I don't know, I would say 17. It probably wasn't 17. There's a point where
Thank you very
Atticus,
much.
thank you, reprimands Scout for using words she should never use, and she's like, "Well, everybody else uses it." He goes, "Because it's common." And I remember thinking, that's what I want out of my life. I want to be not common. And I wasn't even thinking uncommon. I was thinking not common. And I also really like the line when he goes, "That'll do, Scout. That'll do." So whenever Jess is freaking out, which happens sometimes, right? Back me up here.
It happens all the time. I freak out all
So
the
I
time.
go, "That'll do."
That's funny because do you remember the movie Babe?
Yeah.
About the pig?
Yeah, that'll
They
do,
say
pig.
That'll do, pig.
Yeah.
I wonder if he got it from To Kill a Mockingbird.
That's really cute.
Or
Because he
is
does
it?
say that'll do, pig. That'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or is it a saying that existed in both places, or was one inspired by the other? That's a great question.
Well, because he was like a sheep herder, right?
Yeah.
So I do think that's what they say to their sheep. But I'm always curious when.
What's the difference between a sheep herder and a shepherd?
I think a shepherd lives with the animals out,
Oh, right.
Oh,
like
yeah.
lives with them, and a sheep herder is like
Less
a
intense.
farmer
Yeah.
who has sheep
Yeah.
Right.
and teaches them to do tricks. That would be my.
I remember telling Elijah once that if I could do one dream job, it would be a shepherd. And he's like, "I was a shepherd once." And I was like, "Shut up!" But he actually was a shepherd for a while,
Yeah.
in charge of sheep.
That's so nice.
Speaking of which, did we have somebody on the live feed join us from the Good Shepherd?
What does that mean?
On
was
the
that their
live
name?
feed, there was no. It was like a placeholder came up. I wrecked this. It has none of the grotesque yellow that I started with. It's not bad. It's just not grotesque the way it was. It's excitingly grotesque before. That's just okay.
Just okay, grotesque.
Yeah. Maybe it's better. Sometimes it's hard to tell.
Oh, and I'll be sending out the sales. I think there's a couple things to send out. Praxis, I'll send out your mullahs. Yeah.
Hey, on that note,
And Alux.
do we have
Actually,
a
give me
bunch
that
of
right
stuff
now.
up front that needs to be picked up?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a bonfire celebration in the summer.
Equinox. Just kidding.
Pieces that need to be picked up.
Also, in September, we're gonna have like I want to put like a disclaimer and be like, if you buy a piece, maybe like a 6-month limit on
Yeah, because
pickups.
again, we don't know what's happening for the next few years.
So
We don't want to get the last time our lease ran out, or I guess we got gentrified. We ended up having to rent a storage space for unpicked up art. Now, most people would have said, "You didn't pick up your art? Too bad."
Yeah.
But we spent for a year, rented an entire space. Gina, we're not directing this at you. We love you.
Gina, no, except for Gina. Gina's fine.
It's more like you spent like $4 on a painting this big 3 years ago. The other thing that's super frustrating is people that drop off pieces and they won't sell for less than $700. But then it doesn't sell for $700 and then they don't bother picking it up, which makes me wonder, was it really worth $700? Was that negative? I was trying to keep it positive. You're going to have to be good cop tonight.
I'm just smiling.
When I worked at Layton, back in the 70s and the 80s, they used to run artist residencies.
Yeah.
And if you couldn't afford to pay to stay there for your artist residency, you could donate pieces of art or sell pieces of art that you had created during your residency.
Yeah.
So the basement out there was filled with art from like the 70s and 80s. And so we took a whole year and contacted a bunch of artists and said, you have until this date. So we gave them a year to come pick it up, or we can auction it off or sell it or do whatever.
Was it good work?
It was. And we did an auction. We held a silent auction, which was super duper fun, and a barbecue, and raised like 10 grand. It was great.
Nice.
But mostly it was just really fun.
Yeah.
And there was a piece I was bidding on and a board member was bidding against me. And finally, she was like, "Chelsea, stop it! I was gonna buy that for you." And then somebody else outbid both of us. There was like some McGinnis's down there, and like there were some decent names.
It's
It was
really
fun.
nice.
It was really fun. Some people came and got their work, which was fine. We just
Yeah.
really needed the space in
The
the basement.
space.
But
Yeah,
it was really fun.
that's fun. That's
Made
nice.
a buck party.
It's nice.
Yeah. It's a dinosaur people.
Look at his little arms. They're just like mine.
Can
Which
you
throws me as a T-Rex sometimes.
because you're
Just
personality.
proportionately short arms. That's really cute. What's his name?
It doesn't have an idea.
That is so fun.
I had a funny thought today.
Pickle the dino.
Oh, it's Leanne.
Hi, Leanne.
This is intriguing.
It was Leanne that came as Good Shepherd. I actually kind of thought because isn't that where Kid works? Can you move in some camera?
Where the rest of them.
So I had a thought today.
What did Georgia say?
I don't
Oh,
know.
what did Susan?
Autumn.
Georgia said, wore myself out. Global energy show. Oh, that's okay. Nice seeing you. It was me. I don't know.
I had this thought today. Okay, so if aliens came, can we share with that? Would they love us for the way we treat each other?
No.
No.
Would they love us for how we treat our food sources?
No.
Would they love us for how we care for the planet?
Probably
No.
not.
Okay, so what would save us? The art, right? Didn't you think maybe Rembrandt would be what they looked at and said, oh, maybe these things are worth saving, or should we eat them or keep them as pets? We're hoping they'll treat us better than we've ever treated anyone else, right?
Yes. Hope is the
Hoping?
word there. Yeah.
So here's the big question. What kinds of things do you think we would count on to impress them with our worthiness? Would it be something like art?
Sure.
Okay. So I got 3 cones in my eyes, red, green, blue. It helps me make these colors, right? An octopus is black and white. Dogs have, I think, 2.5 or something like that. There's a shellfish that has 45 colors, right? But the odds of an alien species having the same 3 rods in their eyes, red, green, blue, are astronomically high, right? They're gonna, if they could see, if they could even exist in the same plane as us, they're able to communicate with us. If they're able to see, they would absolutely see a completely different world than we see. And we take for granted what we see because I see you, you see me. We think all things would see the world this way, but like a bee sees the world completely differently than we do.
Yeah.
And it occurred to me, they absolutely wouldn't see the same colors as us, which means Rembrandt's not going to save us. Maybe Rodin might save us, but anything 2-dimensional is just going to be basically composition and tone. Color. None of Rothko will not save us from the aliens.
No.
I like the idea of Rodin saving us from the alien.
Right, sculpture.
Yeah.
Right. I'm okay with that too.
So for drawing reference, it's perfect, right?
These are really not things I ever think about.
I know. He called me on the way home from he was driving. I was like, oh yeah.
You should watch The Road.
Jeez.
No, just like I would take for granted that all the space movies you've ever seen, right? They wouldn't have 3 red, green, blue cones in their eyes. Han Solo looks like us, but he wouldn't see the way we see. All this talk about what color lightsaber means, whether it's a purple one or a green one. These guys wouldn't have the same.
lightsabers.
I was saying people in a different universe would have different colored cones in their eyes. I mean, it's also unlikely that they would have looked so much like us and spoken English. But,
Is that someone's phone?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember this. It was like, does someone have a cute cat? Wait a second.
My regions.
Photograph it.
might be a
Oh,
mystery guest tonight.
Are you talking to me?
they're striped. It's a striped dino.
Oh, that's confused. The mystery guest would go like this. We found an address book, and I called home, and it was an older couple, and they were very confused about why we called them, and they might come pick up the book. So it was the right phone number, but
Senator Rumble, my phone's going to stop.
Alex is talking to somebody else, right?
Talk to you about that.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yes.
It'd be funny if he's talking to you. Can you stop?
I have that effect of
I'm busy
I'm complex.
photographing my dinosaur.
What?
What?
Sorry,
we need
what?
a light booth.
Oh, light cable.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what angle to best capture him.
You meant that.
Little lovey arms. Lovey tail.
Little lovey arms.
This is a fun backdrop though. I'm hating this. He's clearly in a forest.
Where'd that black go? Right here? You're right.
What kind of-
How many people do we have with us?
You're right. Like 1,000,008.
I have cropped your
Can you
feet
plug in my
up.
phone? There's that one.
Yeah.
You're
No
welcome.
one gets to see those on the internet for free.
I
You're welcome.
I know my mom and sister were sending text messages about their feet back with pictures. I'm like, you guys, my children will kill me. Stop it.
Rich, there's no pluggy anything.
Computer has one.
You need to adjust. Plug it in.
The computer has one. Did you see this box?
I'm coming. It's just hard because it's like the one day I will be able to do this better.
Do you want me to move the table? I feel like you're trying to tell me something without using any words. Don't bump the camera though.
Okay.
Well, look at this. People put stuff online. That's nice. That's great.
This is the first time, or one of the very, oh my gosh. This is the first time in a long time I've sat that I can actually see that they're just painting, just to put it on that side.
I know.
The whole different experience.
It is.
No pressure.
No, not at all.
The answer 6 months is too long. Have fun, Susan. I hope your wrist feels better.
Which Susan?
Susan, Chris Cran's calling you.
Just pick it up.
Hello, this is Rich's phone and it's Jessica talking. How are you? How are you? Good. That's good. That's huge. Oh yeah, Rich, are you wanting to do like a whole like programming at your school or what? He was
Oh, yeah.
asking the idea of color and yeah, so he teaches different they're always doing different like CTF and flex courses at school. And so he wanted to, because some of his kids are like in grade
But I
10 or
might actually aim it for a university course as well.
yeah, and maybe university level, because some of his grade 10 11 kids are doing like university level stuff and they're like, what should we focus on next? And he's like, let's bring all of these different ideas together and kind of keep pushing with the that concept. And so
It's
that's
about
kind of
going
where
into color theory, but taking into
maybe you should
no,
talk.
I gotta paint.
Oh
But
gosh.
tell them we'll talk about it soon. It's about going into color theory, but taking
Sir.
into consideration that we don't really see anything
Okay.
and how the mind perceives
Rich,
color.
Rich is we're doing the rumble and Rich is painting and I am not good at talking about what he's saying. So maybe we should just can we call you even like tomorrow night and then or if you we usually
have
get
all
in
summer.
around 5 or 6 and then yeah, we're just about done school and then we'll be here all summer. So if it would be easier to just come down and chat at some time in the afternoon or whatever, then that would be easy too. Cuz when we're off I think June 29th, I think we're off, so then we'll be here for like 2 months straight. So so that would be easier. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
And then the second season got canceled. It's called Everything Sucks. It's like a high school drama. It was really good. And the ending was like such a cliffhanger, but they're not renewing it. So I guess I have to tell me the story about how I think the next season will go.
Fan fiction. Oh, right.
Have you read some fan fiction?
Yeah, I think I took your
Youngest
class.
reads it all the time.
Yeah, I think I was in your class because I have some of my paintings from that too. And as soon as you said that, I was like, I think I took your class on that. And I think, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Cool. Totally.
And then they recently got into D&D and have written like there's an app that you can download to create your own character. Yeah, so they've created 2 characters and done their whole backstory and wrote like a novel of the backstory. And
Yeah.
it's very fun. Yeah, they're
That's
totally
awesome.
into it. And we were talking about if Tice could take their 3D model that they created
Yeah.
and 3D print
Mhm.
it. Because he has access to 3D printers, that's what. And then Ash could make like this. We'll see. Yeah, the TNT stuff goes till 1:30 in the morning. It's insane. It goes forever.
Even a quick session lasts 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's a quick story.
That's really cool. Yeah, we're out in the wintertime. We always look at the
Yeah.
orange highlights and the purple shadows in the snow. It's like really intensified, like the Monet paintings too. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Okay, that is wicked. Thank you so much for calling. And I'll definitely, I'll pass that on to Rich.
Everyone is done.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if the story's finished.
Totally, that would be amazing. Awesome. Of course, we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Okay, bye. Man, I love that people just call and start talking about color and things to add in.
Whatever you like, eh?
Gosh.
What was he saying?
So he was talking about the pivotal moment that he was talking about gray with a me retelling people's stories is atrocious.
Yeah.
But he was with his he was in first year and his friend was in second year,
Yeah.
and they're looking at something like, what color is that? And his friend said that's gray. And then from then on he taught me. I was in his class and it was all about grays, mixing grays, warm grays, cool grays, and mixing grays. And then so he was saying like the idea of looking at a corner of like a wall that's the same color but the light will be different on the 2 walls, and how do you mix those colors and try to color match
Nice.
the 2 grays that are
goes really well.
yeah
At that point, it's just happy.
yeah. And he said definitely we'll come down and chat about it
Yeah.
in the summer.
My
I'd
man
rather
does-
drink it ice cold than my cold.
Tea, I like tea cold as much as I like it.
Don't put the paintbrush in the
And I will
tea.
often boil it.
This is for you, Rich. I
and
moved it.
Tea in the morning, like especially peppermint tea, and then just keep filling my glass up with the same thing all day long. So by the end of the day, it's like
It's water.
It's water with not even flavor. No, it's good.
Thanks for getting the
Any
phone for
herbal
me, by the
teas?
way.
It's
You're
good.
welcome.
I have phone anxiety.
Fruit teas are also.
I did
And I
it.
also don't take the tea bag out. I leave it in. So the first cup gets really strong.
Okay, sir, free.
Slowly.
I teach. Am I interrupted?
No.
I teach at the most like innocent, unworldly school in the world. And there was a kid walking through the cafeteria my first year there. There's yelling about how somebody just teabagged him. I was like, you can't do this. Like, you can't talk this way. And I turned around. He's actually walking through the cafeteria because somebody threw a teabag at him. Now, had I given him a hard time for that, I would have had to explain why it was a bad word. And they were just a different, innocent world where it's like,
That's super cute.
I know, right? There's more to that story because like part of it was the kid, that it wasn't somebody messing about. It was like just 100%.
Hi. Hello. Nice to see you.
Hi. That strange look I just gave you is I thought I heard a bicycle. And I
Yeah.
was going to tell you, is there a bicycle?
No, there's not.
Oh.
So I was like, yeah, that is strange.
Yeah, but I was going to tell you there's room to park it in the back. And there was no bicycle, so I had to like rethink my.
Yeah.
First statement.
Actually, here's a funny story. There was a sub at my school last week, and somebody complained at the office that the sub was wearing jeans. So the admin had to call the sub into the school to talk to the substitute teacher about not wearing jeans. And so when they called the sub into the office, the sub was not wearing jeans. And the point of the story was, once the sub came into the office, there's this administrator like scrambling to think of something to say.
Right,
Like,
totally right. Like now what? What's the point
Yeah.
of you being?
And I think the story came up in context of I do that a lot. So maybe I was talking and nobody really understood why. So kind of fill the space. So,
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah. There's enough chairs here.
Yeah, there's lots of chairs if you need to move stuff around.
Buddy sounds excited about the project then? Is
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll pass that on. He's like, oh, I'd like to come down and chat with you guys.
Yeah.
That's really sweet. That is a rich life.
I am blocked from posting.
Like blocked?
It won't even let me do one.
Hey,
They're all
Chelsea,
just stuck in
Chelsea, are
limbo.
you listening? Would you like to be an administrator?
We've had this discussion like every second week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you say every time?
Sure.
You know what the difference would be? You'd be able to unblock yourself.
It's super weird because every time I click it over to anyone
We've
can.
had this conversation. Why have we not made you an administrator?
I don't know.
Is it because I'm painting and we need to stop doing that to fix it, or?
Well, Mr. Ruin, technology, you're not super great friends.
Okay.
So I don't push it, and it doesn't matter. It just means
But doesn't
we
it
have to
seem
stop
like if we're
to-
doing the same thing every week, that it would make sense to just turn you into administration?
There's a lot that
And I-
doesn't make sense at the Rumba House
It's
that
true.
I
It's
don't,
like
but-
every single week I say, it's weird because I click the toggle over to anyone can they? And it's like,
it works, and sometimes it lets me post
Right,
5,
because it's
and
not
then it
word, it's
stops.
technology.
And sometimes it just
AI can make pictures out of words, and you're telling me that it's impossible to get this to work.
I found out AI can also write crochet patterns.
Yeah, that's cool.
You
I-
can also write fundraising proposal.
And recipes.
Which is pretty great. And thank you letters.
Also write letters to your landlords.
Yeah, that
Oh,
works.
yeah. And really bad milk scripts. Really bad.
So the thing about AI right now is it's basically the wisdom of crowds. So if you can find a way to make it useful,
Yeah.
by addressing the wisdom of crowds, that's great. If you're counting on it to do your job for you, you're probably gonna lose your job, right? So there's no problem with having your AI start your proposal.
That's what we've talked about at my work. Like, how do we utilize it to give us a base that we can then perfect?
Right. Especially if there's sort of a formula. You know what I find it really is for good for bibliographies.
Yeah.
You just have to check that it's giving you the right information.
Well, and Grammarly is basically AI, right? And spell check.
yeah.
Right.
And I use that on a daily. I
Right.
was watching a little video about how the AI artistry tends to give people too many hands and limbs.
Yes.
It hasn't quite sorted that
It
out yet.
cannot do hands, it cannot do eyes, it cannot do faces, it cannot, it can give you general,
Yeah,
like this is a shape, there should be an arm here, but if you look closely, there's like 12 fingers.
yeah,
And all of them are pink.
yeah.
Which is pretty exciting.
I
Your
know.
commercial, oh my gosh, it's so bizarre. They just used an algorithm to make a beer commercial based on all beer commercials, and it is so tricky, but very amusing to watch.
It's cool.
Yeah. I don't think my job is in danger anytime.
You know what I feel bad for? I'm looking around the room. Is had you invested the last few years in really mastering something like what's the iPad artwork?
Procreate?
Procreate.
Procreate and Photoshop. Those
Just
two
Procreate.
are-
Well, I've been using Photoshop for probably 25 years.
Yeah.
And Lori and I were talking about my publisher. She's like, well, what's going to happen with AI? I'm like, hey, Lori, you remember when Photoshop replaced Ruby? And she's like, good point. Because Lori Sheba, my publisher, and myself came into graphic design at an age where I went through fine arts and art school, but I had a leg up because I knew how to use a computer.
Yeah.
So where a lot of my friends that studied graphic design were studying stuff that was 15 years old, I walked into graphic design jobs because I could use Photoshop and Illustrator like I could use a pencil, right? So I had a huge advantage in my lifetime having been able to skip the old way and jump into the new way. So there's a lot to be said to be adaptable, right? But that said as well, I just dropped the thought. What were you just saying before about? Oh yeah,
I'm not worried about my job.
I'm not worried about Photoshop because I think Photoshop's had its run, and Photoshop actually usurped all the graphic designers who used to cut things with knives, right? But I do feel bad if you've spent the last 5 years learning how to drop a brick wall in with Procreate, because that was a huge advantage with Procreate. You didn't have to draw every brick. You could put a field of grass in if you mastered that ability.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably the biggest threat to an artist, is somebody who really invested time in Procreate, who had that edge because they could do really detailed grass and bricks and things. And now you can just say to the computer, make this wall a brick wall, and it goes bang, there's a brick wall. So it's kind of like when you have a skill and then the computer adapts to that skill, that you need more skills.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
Which is not bad.
I do think the people with the biggest gripe would be people that really invested the last 10 years, 5 years into Procreate. So I try to be sensitive too, because I was talking once about how I didn't think it was a huge deal, and some friends of mine got really upset. So them was a huge deal. It was insensitive of me to say that. They're just learning. But it happens, right? And that's happened several times in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I used to have a job cutting out the letters in a sign shop on a bandsaw. So if the letter S fell off the Safeway sign, we build a new S and install it. And that was basically a big bandsaw and a giant piece of wood. And one day I came in, they're like, want to try sales? I'm like, not so much. And they're like, well, we got this cool thing. And they showed me this giant, it looked like a pool table with a saw on it. And it was cutting out letters at an alarming rate. I was like, let's try out sales. Sorry, I didn't mean to lecture.
No, that was a lecture.
I do think that it is super unfortunate that what AI offers is what you would have developed having focused on Procreate in the last few years. Or maybe some of the newer features on Photoshop too, right? Like if that was your edge, computers leveled that field. On the other hand, I wouldn't have gone to university without spell check, right? So when people sit around going, oh, I did so great in the 1920s,
No,
I would have been a laborer in the 1920s.
exactly.
Not that there's anything wrong with labor, I just wouldn't have an option for anything but labor.
Yeah.
So I'm quite grateful to my spell checker.
Me too. I would not have a job.
I wrote love poems thanking
Some
my
days I can't even write my own name.
MacBook, and yeah.
Use some sort of training wheels to learn, figure it out versus relying solely on what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's true. Like you go through your things and do a spell check long enough, it eventually sinks in.
Do you want to try to put that in?
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I love it.
40?
You got time to color it. For half of it? Parts
No,
of it?
it's a panda. They're all pandas, man.
Pandas, man.
How to color it.
It is colored.
Just take out the red girl. I'll take her back.
Why are we taking the red girl?
What, is it offensive?
No, it's not. That is not offensive.
Okay.
We're going to do figure drawing tomorrow. That girl might be here.
Okay.
Jess, what's the opening bid on that?
Pandas?
Yeah.
$40.
Okay. I bid 50.
Ha! Dusty bid 50 on the pandas.
Was it
I
Dusty?
didn't even see it.
It's awesome.
Haha, it's Dusty's. It's too late. Just kidding.
Alex, are you still here?
Yeah, why?
Oh, it's nice.
Your work is awesome, and it's nice to hear that.
Thanks.
And it's at $50 already. Yeah, it's on really nice panels. So Diane,
You want to
donated.
gamble and take 25 now? Oh, you left.
I owe him money still from last week, so I'll just add it to the. Because I am a week behind again.
Yeah, we were really
Surprise,
far behind.
surprise.
No, because we're report cards.
I know report cards. But that part of my
And
life.
eating better.
Oh God.
And we bought a deep freeze, which, you know what, is changed. We're going to save $400 a month on groceries because now we can buy
Aim
things
to do this.
when they're on sale rather
Yeah.
than.
And in bulk.
And in bulk.
We're not there yet.
Not yet?
No. And it's not a
Have you
huge.
gone to Costco lately?
But it's the
No,
next
we've
step.
never been to Costco. We're just not those people. Rich has problems with like rage. And Jess has problems with crowds. So
Don't go to Costco ever.
yeah.
So
Okotoks isn't bad actually.
yeah.
I would suggest if you do try it out, go on like
Do
a
you go to
Monday
Costco?
morning. No, I live alone,
Yeah.
so it's a foolish. And I find Superstore has just as good of deals. Or
I don't think we're going to Costco or Superstore.
they have, if you do protein like keto-y stuff, they have lots of that.
Who does?
They have lots of
Who does them?
both
Oh,
Costco
both
and
of you. We don't really buy keto-y stuff though either because that's super expensive. We just
Do you eat sausage? Are you sausage?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Chorizo is really good.
Yeah.
It has no gluten and no
Yeah.
sugar.
Chorizo's super good. We
And
do.
the free from stuff at Superstore, you can get them fairly affordable when they go on sale, and then you can stock those up and put those in your freezer.
Good call.
Because like a pack of 6 was on sale for $5.99.
Or you just get a bunch of meat ingredients and then you make rings and rings and rings at home.
It's true.
Here's a funny question because last week Kelly was telling us that the first Tuesday of the month there's massive sales at Safeway, right?
And Sobeys.
Yeah. But my experience is the Thursday after that Tuesday are like different kinds of sales. So like everything's 10% off on the first Tuesday of the month, but then the following Thursday it's like a lot of stuff is 40% off. Only it warns you got to eat it fast.
That's why having a freezer is good.
Yeah.
Buy it and put it in your
It's
freezer.
actually 15% off, I do believe.
What?
The Tuesday, it's 15% off, I do believe.
Yeah, but everything on Thursday was like 50% off.
Oh, okay.
But
which was-
even you can.
I think it was
buy
like the
meat
leftovers.
that's- Yeah,
I think it was the leftovers from the Tuesday sales.
and they
to tell
have
you
the
truth.
special sticker on them.
Right.
Yeah, like ebook or
Yeah, but just buy it and put it in the freezer.
You have 3 days to eat it. You put it in the freezer, you got 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I love freezing.
So we saved
Months.
Depends how fast you eat it though.
we saved $50 on our first grocery trip and $45 on our second grocery trip. And Jess and I walked out and we're like, wow, it really is expensive to be poor because
But there's no stopping you making it.
Because when you don't have
when you don't have space to put things, you're just like,
Or the ability to
survive.
buy extra when it's on
that's
sale.
exactly
Right,
what. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Just
exactly
buy
it.
What you have.
What you can,
we had
and then
room
you're
in our
just.
tiny freezer that came with the apartment for 2 pairs of Nikes. Like
Yeah.
2 shoe boxes of food. And we didn't get like a big giant deep freeze. We got like it looks like a mini fridge, but instead of being a mini fridge, it's a deep freeze.
Yeah, you don't need a big huge one though.
Hey,
Well,
if
yeah.
it's a lot,
We were actually had a hard time like filling it in an effective way.
we're still learning of how to be effective. Learning how to be effective 101. Efficient.
Gluten-free stuff is really expensive.
What is?
Gluten-free.
Sorry?
Like gluten-free bread. Gluten-free bread, gluten-free anything.
Unless you go completely gluten free.
Well, I am gluten-free.
If you go without it, it's free. It's like partially gluten free.
Yeah.
Turn it this way. Oh, it's like actually both ways you look at it. It's scary. It's like an alien.
How much time we got there, Jesse?
I don't know.
1 hour and
1 hour.
4 minutes.
That's good.
3 minutes.
Oops. Don't bang into the camera, Rich. How long have you been off screen?
How long have you been off
Is that
screen?
just now?
I don't know.
Do you ever look at it?
No. Sorry, people at home.
No, it might have been just that I just bumped into it.
I don't know.
It'd be way better if you could tell me.
I...
Oh, somebody's telling me.
She's been like that for years.
No, it probably says you just bumped the camera. Or else we wouldn't have heard so fast.
Yeah, you got 3.
Wonder if I can tell the story on the live feed.
Probably not.
If you have to wonder.
I just gave an art award to a kid that failed out of art in another school.
He also gave
Well,
Makes me think.
the idea of failing art is up to the teacher, not
people
that.
are looking at too many of the wrong things. It's not directed at any one person, but
The cutest voice over there.
do you want to do some reminding talking that we might start a figure drawing tomorrow if anybody shows up?
We will be doing a figure drawing tomorrow. We'll figure out the structure for the rest of our lives. If people come down, we'll have that
Right? It's pretty
conversation.
daunting, right?
Yeah.
What time is it?
Everything's always 7 till 9. We used to have a live improv night as well, once a month, and it was always also the same 7 to 9. And the Christmas parties 7 to 9, and I guess the only thing we do that's not 7 to 9 is the street clean. And I suppose we were offering to do a figure drawing during the I have 2 paintings, so I don't have to finish this, but I can. I had this picture in my head all day of a girl screaming.
I love
just
it.
like intense.
I am a
had this
fan.
nice canvas, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to. Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Hi. You been in before?
I'm May.
Sorry?
I'm May.
Hi, May. How are you doing?
I did not. I'm from Georgia. Yes. Oh,
Did we talk earlier?
we
Are you
not.
on the internet? Have you been in before?
No, I haven't. But
You
I
know,
think
we-
this is beautiful.
You know what it is? Would you like some water? Yeah, come on over.
Oh no! Is there a paper towel? I
Is
lost.
there ever paper towel here, Beth?
There's blue. I just flicked my paintbrush everywhere. No, you can toss it. I might touch it. It might be really funny. Might make for a good TV show. Oh!
It's a pickle.
It's a pickle. Look at him. Oh, little arms and little legs and a little tail. And little eyes. And he's happy. What's the opening bid?
$12.
$12.
$12.
That's cute.
What's cute?
This is cute.
Mm.
A little too cute.
Can I bid on it?
Yes.
I bid 15.
15 to Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly.
You're welcome.
Here, let's go this way.
Oh, well,
Do you need a glasses case?
yeah.
You can have that. Let's get you started painting
I'm not
something.
supposed to take from you.
You
What
can
am
have
I
this.
doing?
You can have this.
You love this.
No, I don't have lots. I have lots. Trust me. I would never lie to you. Here.
What I need is paint.
This stuff's actually mostly mine, but you can have this. Paint set?
Can I take the pink paint?
No, that's my special paint. Here, take this.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, fine. Here, I'll give you the pink. Still in my heart. There you go. Do you want some paper?
Sure.
Hang on, I'll see if I can find the black canvas. How about this?
Oh, shit.
It's 8 o'clock. Can I make it earlier? I don't have that skill.
Here, can I get you this? Move forward just a second. Under the pit. There we go. Oh, watch. Here. Would you like this?
Oh, I can't carry that around. I'm home.
Okay, let me see if I can find something.
There's some
smaller.
nice watercolor paper.
Maeve.
I made a mess out of this. I just did it. And it's fine.
Oh, I just found a pack of gum.
Hey.
Energy drink. So I'll be up till 4 in the morning.
Or you'll crash like last time when you drank an energy drink. You were so tired.
Yeah, I was. You're right. Because I just realized it's 8 o'clock at night and I just popped this bad boy.
You're wild.
Bad idea.
Whoa.
And
What are we
everything's
doing
from
here?
At like 8 a.m.
You know,
We are
Jesse
out
and
of
I,
control.
Jesse and I run this crazy place, and it takes a lot out of us. And then, like I was saying, we started eating better. That takes a lot out of us. Sometimes we don't get a chance to do laundry. That's awkward. Trying to like de-smell your clothes on the way to work.
You go.
But it often happens kind of at the point where you would go to bed. We sort of finish what we needed to do. We kind of have this conversation like, okay, either way, it's going to suck going to work tomorrow. Maybe we stay up and have a little bit of time to ourselves. And we'll often go in really super tired and watch, a little bit of TV before bed. Maeve, if you need a flashlight, you can have that.
Okay.
Don't take my fire extinguisher.
No.
That marker is for you.
Hey.
Take care.
I don't know what this is.
I just forgot the apostrophe as well. I put it in the wrong spot. I put it after the E instead of after the N in Word.
Send me someone word.
Did you hear what she said?
Word.
Words like this place is so beautiful.
I use Word all the time.
It's cute.
It's really cute.
Good word.
Like put it in a sentence.
Like, oh yeah, weren't they supposed to come today?
I never use that word.
It's not.
What's the
It
word?
doesn't really
Word.
work when you take them apart. Were not like in that specific sentence. If you take it to a were not, or they just weren't.
Did you just write poems here?
That was from a girl.
Did you just write poems here?
Nope.
Just had a weird flashback. Did you
No.
write poems?
This
No,
is a
I
good
don't.
look. I was shocked.
Not yet.
I don't write poems.
You should.
You should.
No, I draw.
That is nice.
Hopefully, I think I saw your eyes flicker when I said procreate. Hopefully.
Yeah, I've been doing digital art for 4 or 5 years now, and I use Procreate.
Would you agree that maybe that's the biggest risk with being replaced as AI? That the process of being able to
Well, it's
obviously that you're not going to get replaced, but do you feel like you're more at risk than say an airbrusher?
there's a difference because I don't know how to say this. You can sort of tell the difference between someone making abstract art versus AI making a piece.
Right.
Because there is some sort of flow in abstract art when someone does make it, you can see something.
Yeah.
Versus when AI puts something together, you're like, well, where did that come from?
Right.
So there is a big thing in the digital art community of like, oh no, it's taking over, blah, blah, blah. But now we just make fun of it.
That's nice.
So-
That was good.
My first experience with AI art was right after that one program dropped. CBC called and they wanted to talk to me about my thoughts, and I said, anything that pushes people to be more creative is good, and we're all going to have to get more inventive. And they're like, we'll call you back. We do another take on this story. I'm like, that's not journalism. And I love CBC, but they were basically looking for somebody to do doom and gloom, and I was like, no, it'll be fine. And the next day, because they're sort of prepping for the show, I heard on the show the doom and gloom interview. I'm like, yeah, I kind of figured. And it's probably for the best, because at the time, being positive about AI was unacceptable. This is about 4 months ago. But
It's
immediately,
amazing what it can do.
I started researching and trying things out. So I stuck with, I don't even know. It's a website I was using called Night Cafe. It had a accumulation of different AIs, and you could buy into it by buying credits, or you could get 4 credits a day. So at school, I made a point of testing out 4 credits a day in AI. And I got some pretty neat stuff. I would type in things like, make me a Picasso version of this bicycle. And then made a pretty good bicycle. And then, for instance, we were talking about Photoshop. One of the advantages I think I might have as a fine artist is sometimes I want to do a centaur. So I'll go into Photoshop and build myself a centaur out of a horse and a human, and then use that as a reference, rather than trying to just do it with my mind.
Sometimes using AI art as a reference or inspiration. You can't find a reference for something. It's like, well, that doesn't exist. You can't find it.
I mean,
Go to an AI.
if you go to the Calgary Stampede, they'll have a contest for cow painting, and there'll be 70 of the same first photo that comes up if you Google cow. If you Google image search cow, it'll be a cow with a tag on its ear, leaning into the camera. And that photographer does not get credit from the 50 or 60 artists that make that painting every year. And so, to some extent, we do, I think, under credit some of our Google references for the last.
Yeah, it's also hard with however long it has been. It just gets lost, and now you have no idea where it came from.
But my theory is if I can make it unrecognizable, then I've done my job of not. And if I haven't made it, here's a funny story. That picture there, the gorilla house, that ape, I drew that on the way down to sign my lease to just prove to my landlord in my old building that I was serious. I drew that ape in 15 minutes. 2 years later, I saw somebody had duplicated my ape for a different app or something. And I went as far as to take a copy of their ape and superimpose it over top of my ape in Photoshop and toggle back and forth between the layers. I'm like, this is clear evidence. They just flat out traced my ape. Then I looked at the timestamp and theirs was 2 years older than mine. So I'm like, that's a weird coincidence, and I was totally wrong. So I'm sure glad I didn't contact them,
Just matter of magic. Ideas balancing.
Ideas bounce for sure.
I've had my art stolen before.
Farmers market, right?
Oh,
So they sell all that junk, not those foods and stuff.
What time is it, Jesse?
10, 11, 8, 11.
Basis.
What's that?
I got an elephant there.
Yeah.
They're like pretty affordable in this.
It's 8:12, by the way.
Thank you. What did you say? 10, 11?
I said 10, 11, and then I said 8, 11. Nah.
13, 14.
It's just like 1572.
You guys want to use a piece of paper towel?
Yeah, there should be in the bathroom.
In the bathroom. And I also
There's
have
also rolls. of
there's
those.
rolls in the back. I can grab out another roll. There's
In the bathroom.
a whole package behind the
Get out. I
curtain.
just need to swear. Perfect.
The live feed is super quiet.
Buy the ones with the stones on them.
Zachary says hi.
Which Zach?
Zachary Callahan.
What's Zach? Hi, Zach.
Oh, he bid 25 on the pickle dino. Susan bid 60 on the pandas. The auction starts at 9.
Don't argue. We made $60 last week.
No, he asked what time the auction started.
Okay.
So the bidding can keep going on, but it's not going to stop till later because the actual auction starts at 9. You can bid all you like.
You can bid if you want to.
Sorry, what?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll bid 65 on the pandas.
65 on the pandas. Thanks, Dusty.
No, they're just shiny from varnish.
Okay.
I was having trouble letting go of scenery pictures from all my hikes and stuff, so I figured if I paint them, then I can feel okay deleting them off my phone because I've had my time with them.
Ooh, can I suggest that you get a digital printer? It's changed my life.
I used to have one, and then I went through a purging phase, and now I regret purging my printer because there's always the times that come up, and I'm like, oh, I would really like to use
So-
that right now.
What I've been using is a Instamax camera that also connects to my phone. And I took all my photos and printed them.
They're not wet, they're just shiny.
I put my phone in the wrong pocket.
After last week, I've determined I have to move when my lease comes up. Oh yeah, my disappointed room.
So good.
Why'd you have to move?
I need him to
I
be
got
a
bear
bear
sprayed on Monday while I was maintaining the plant.
I'm sorry, are you moving out of downtown?
No, I still want to be downtown. I just don't want to be right above the max because it's getting to be a bit much. I
Right.
come back from runs to stabbings. I got bear sprayed on Monday maintaining the planters. And my rent is going up by $500 a month. When my lease is up, despite there being cockroaches in the building. So
Right.
Good call.
I'm really
Oh.
over my
Good
building.
call.
I'm
So
over.
I've decided that I have given up coffee, I have given up drinking for the last 3 months, I have given up so much, and I am going to save and grind, and it's the only thing I can do to get out of that building, because I'm sick of it.
Oh,
Are you
I'm
gonna come to the
sorry.
Continental? We love the Continental.
Is that the one by Dickens? across
Yeah,
the-
Yeah.
Preston Dickens, that's where Jess and I live. Do you love the Continental? Yeah.
No, I've never, been in there, but I'm in Garden Tower.
I cause trouble in the office every now and then, but I really love that building. I've lived there 4 times.
I think I've lived in my building longer than anyone, I've been almost 14 years in there.
Oh.
And like, I've been through like 3 different investment
Can you
companies.
do one thing
Yes.
before you give your notice? Because here's something I found. My rent's going up $100 a year.
Yeah.
But it's still $300 a year less than somebody that's moving into the building because I have that established having been there. So the new rents all around might be a lot higher.
I'm actually grinding to get a condo, if at all possible. I'm trying to, even if it's tiny, get something that's my own. Like,
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you been looking?
I just started looking. I finally found a bank that would approve me, not for much. I'm gonna have to fix something up. I'm not gonna be able to get something in great shape, but like, I'm in the trades. I got my red seal a couple months ago and I'm a journeyman now, so I know people to help that I can call in to work on it. And
Yeah.
I'm determined. I still want to be inner city. I'm doing stuff with
Would
the
you live in
dog.
Bridgeland?
What's that?
Would you live in Bridgeland?
Oh, I love Bridgeline, but I could never afford that. I've been looking
Mark
in
Vasquez
Sonata.
owns a house in Bridgeland, but
Yeah.
he lives in Mexico and the house needs some work. He'd be a perfect match. I don't know if there's somebody there right now, but if there's a vacancy, he was renting his house for a reasonable price,
Mhm.
and you might be able to work something out where you could fix the house while you live there.
Yeah.
Because I think he needs to do some work. But I'm not making any promises, but I will pass you over to him because he had the house in Bridgeland that had the eyeballs on the fence. Did you ever cut through Bridgeland?
I go to Bridgeline a lot, but I'm not familiar with that fence. I've gone there more for just walking through the community.
You would be
I'm just
perfect.
looking, at this point, like it costs more to rent than to have a mortgage on places and something. So you're stuck.
I'm more likely to move into a van.
Condo fees are.
Yeah, I've found some
That's my wife.
variation between them, like there's huge range.
I'm just saying, I'm more likely to move into a van.
Condo fees, because some of them.
No,
include
true.
fees, some of them don't.
Yeah.
So it
That
does
wall.
vary.
Hey, it's a cube.
I've been looking for.
There's a backwards J
I
on it.
just started looking here,
Yeah.
and there's not a ton that I can afford because I don't have my parents helping me out or anything. But like, there's a little bit, and if I have my lease isn't up till end of November, so I'm just trying to
Oh, you have time.
grind and keep saving and keep saving, and then see where I'm at. And I also applied for attainable homes, and I got approved for that, but there's nothing available right now. So
Yeah.
the only thing available is like at Cranston, it would be a 2-hour commute to get to work, and the buses don't even run early enough for me to get to work in the morning. So
Plus, right before you move to Cranston, the lobotomy is going to be really expensive.
I couldn't anyways. It would be impossible for me to get to work. And it's funny because my
Does anybody here live in Cranston and might
why
have
don't
just
you just buy
offended
a
you?
car?
Or
Like, what money after I buy a car?
nobody at home's what?
I know, right?
If you're watching from Cranston, we
But if
apologize.
you're, yeah,
Is anybody watching from Cranston? I really shouldn't have said that.
One
there's
or-
stuff,
or-
like if you're okay with like.
I more meant if you're used to the downtown life, Cranston would be
Yeah.
pretty quiet.
I like
I
inner
know.
city, but honestly, like if it's close to transit, that's really my only thing that I can get to because I work in the trade, so I have to be downtown at like 6:30 in the morning sometimes. So I can't have something at the buses and start.
When does Calgary ever hate urban density though? They're talking about that on CBC.
All the like parent of 15-minute cities. I'm like, well, you guys live a block away from me. I love that I can do everything in walking distance.
Yeah.
I can go run by the river. I can go get groceries. I just love being close to everything. And I think people are so against it, just have missed out on experiencing that. And it's sad.
It does.
I don't live like directly downtown, but it's like a 15-minute bus ride to downtown. It's pretty central, but
It's so
still
lively.
north.
I love inner
It's great.
city. Like I can't imagine being like one of those.
Mortgage broker.
I tried through my bank last year and they ghosted me.
Yeah.
But I tried, Attainable Homes set me up with one through BMO and they've been much better to work with than my own
Because
bank.
there is a federal program too, where if you don't have 5% down or don't have enough to qualify, they'll loan you the money.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a complicated, but it's an interest-free loan thing.
Yeah,
there.
that's what the Attainable Homes one is.
Okay.
You put down 2,000
Yeah.
and they cover the rest, but when you sell, they take a portion of the appreciation of value, which is fine.
Yeah.
I want a home for my living. I think I don't, it's a necessity of life,
Exactly.
not
Yeah.
currency to me.
Yeah.
And it's sad the way it's treated like such with some people, just accumulating and people get so greedy. It's just so frustrating. But I'm gonna do it. I put my head down and I'm going to, by November, I'm going to have something determined.
That's awesome.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Might be a bit soon, but if you get to know Chelsea, you guys could be house roommates. She almost married Chester to keep him in the country.
I tried.
Got rejected.
He wasn't interested. Avocado toast was just too much for him.
Yeah.
He couldn't handle the idea of having to make me avocado toast.
Oh, that was your one stipulation. He said no.
Yeah.
I don't know. You want somebody that loves you unconditionally.
With
I
or
also kind
I'm
of
just
love
trying to
you.
imagine. I would probably make Jessie avocado toast if it was part of the deal. She's pretty loving and supportive, doesn't really ask for anything, but she said to me straight up, listen, brother, you're giving me avocado toast or it's over. I'd be
Pretty
like,
expensive. I can see how that would for somebody.
wow.
You work an avocado a day? I
Like
don't
every
know.
day? Could we make a schedule?
Exactly. This be an every other day sort of.
Maybe like Tuesdays, Thursdays.
Every second Sunday.
Every second. It's avocado day. Now I want to have avocado day.
Do you guys know what avocado is between Jess and I?
I was like, leave them on the counter because if I don't see them, I'm not going to eat them.
Anybody on the live feed?
Yeah.
I was like, they're going to go bad 10 times faster.
Ask them if they can hear me chewing gum.
By the time I want it,
Can you hear both of us chewing gum, or are we being loud chewers?
my sister couldn't know.
I really like that, Rich.
Nope.
Oh, it's behind me.
I struggle with avocado.
Right.
I only like it one specific way.
It sucks that avocados are so good, but they also have a reputation for being one of those like forest killers. You know?
Well, and they're a struggle. They're either hard as a rock or totally
Hello Kitty sold
gone
this time.
Yes.
and brown.
I you
And
$15. Should I send that now, or should I wait till
Send
this
them
one?
down.
Now?
I want
Perfect.
to buy some treats.
Got you.
Thank you.
it is.
You're welcome.
Because when they're
That's
good,
cool.
they're so
That's not Jess.
It could be. It's like Rage Jess.
I think it was Pippi Longstocking Jess.
Kind of.
If I ever saw Jess that angry, I'd run for the nose.
That's what this one boy I teach. He goes, one time I saw her mad. It's really scary.
Yeah, women's scorn is pretty bad. They're psychos, man.
Yeah, it's true. Well, just don't make people mad.
We should make a list of things you
I
shouldn't
think
say.
it's funny.
Let's make a list.
I think it's funny making people mad.
I know you do.
Well, we also are looking forward for you to settle down with a beautiful, person who's going to really appreciate you for the good
Why? Why would I do
the
that?
person that because you deserve love.
How do you know I'm not getting it from somebody's mom?
From the way you talk. Somebody's mom might be giving you lessons on being a gentleman.
Yeah, whatever.
I love you. You're worth loving.
Money sent. You're welcome.
Did I hear your feelings?
No.
Good.
Ooh, that is
I
a
have a
tight.
happy song by Pharrell Williams stuck in my head. Where'd that come from?
YouTube. Or
You.
not YouTube, but Instagram, or you don't talk to Tick, do you?
Oh, I do.
Oh, that's where you got it from. That's where it
During
is.
my screen time.
Do you actually make videos?
No.
That's
no,
why.
I'm a creep.
You see, if you were
I
making
just
videos,
watch.
you would know that is one of the main free songs you get to use. I quite like the TikTok. I just started using it a few weeks ago. What?
I'm finally done not admitting that I watch TikTok. For a long time, I would just say, I read this thing, and now I'm like, that's a lie. I saw it on TikTok.
I actually
I just lied.
I'm
Yeah.
so good in knowing when people are lying about reading academic articles when they really just saw Joe Rogan talk about it on the I'm so good
Yeah,
because I can pick up the tone of where they heard it from.
yeah.
And I'm like, I read an article somewhere. That's like a Richard Linklater film, by the way. Every line started with Ethan Hawke going, I read once that I was like, no, you didn't read that. You just lived in the 90s where every sentence was prefaced with you read it somewhere else and it's a lie.
Yeah.
I said wearing a black vest. All I need is a denim jean shirt. And you know what else I won in the 90s was my house key on an amber, you remember you could get like keys cut to like I had an amber key that I kept on a leather strap for two reasons. I thought it looked wicked. Secondly, I lived by myself and there was no other way into the house.
It happens like all the time. I'm like, you guys do this all the time. It's that. And it's like, you literally just have I'll owe you $2 and not see it. Yeah. But I wanted to live for stuff.
Take a wild guess.
2001.
Practice the like my painting.
Pardon?
Do you like my painting?
I do. The orange is really cool.
I sort of feel like I've been phoning it in lately, which is a horrible thing to say in front of anybody who might have bought one of my recent paintings, but
That's not a judgment on your painting. That's a judgment on how you feel.
my feelings have been that last week when it was slow, that maybe I haven't been putting my whole heart and whole self into this space, trying to keep up with school and things. And I had a commitment tonight to paint something fearsome. I think it became quite literal.
I think we always put in what we can, even if it doesn't feel like enough.
And in the end, the love you get is equal to the love. Did I sing that backwards?
It's the love you.
Practice, I'm gonna ask you a question, and it might be a bit of a generation gap that splits us.
Okay.
When was the last time you listened to music? On the way here?
No.
When was the last time you listened to music? Since
Since
you got here?
no, before I got here.
Okay. And what were you listening to?
I don't know.
Generation gap. My greeting for kids when they look like rattles, I was like, hey, hello. And then they'll panic and take their headphones out. I'm like, you like to listen to music? I love that you listen to music. How you doing? They're like, good. I'm like, what are you listening to? And they're just like, they freeze. I'm like, oh, right, generation gap.
Is it because they really don't know or they don't know how to admit?
They don't know what they're listening to. They listen to Spotify.
I don't know because
And
it
they
was
have
like
no idea what
5 hours
everything's
ago. I don't have a brain capacity.
It's not a bad thing. They just don't know what bands are playing. They don't know what the song's called. It just plays on the list.
I'm an odd duck. I listen to the old ones.
Oh, I was like, kids know what they're
But you know what you're listening to,
I
right?
know what I'm listening to. I don't like admitting some of them.
And that's the
Like,
biggest difference between, like, I think, okay, there's slight differences in, like, 5 years ago, the high school grade 11s did use Facebook. The grade 10s were like, Facebook's for old people.
Yeah.
So I recognize that transition. But also, the biggest thing right now is just kids don't know music. They just listen to Spotify and the music just comes on.
I think that's a bit of a general statement. Because I
It's
think it
absolutely a
depends on the
general
kid.
statement. Did I forget to say that?
Yes.
No, oh, you did.
Here comes my general statement that doesn't exist for every single kid on the planet, but is just a generalization of an experience I'm having.
Okay.
I just don't remember because it was a while ago. I just checked. I was listening to The Offspring.
Nice.
And you know who the offspring is, which is exactly what I'm asking for. Thank you. Sorry. Sometimes when I think really fast, it comes off as an attack that wasn't meant to be an attack.
No,
No,
I
not
didn't
an
feel
attack,
like it. You
just
just
a-
didn't say that. It's a general
Yeah.
statement. Found it very-
I taught a kid about gaslighting today
Yeah, whatever.
because I asked them to put the ball away.
Or you just married.
I said, before you do anything, put the balls away. Kid picks up a green ball, throws it over his shoulder. His friend catches the green ball, throws it over his shoulder, rolls into the corner. So I pulled him aside. I go, you guys know why I want to talk to you? Like, because we're throwing the football too hard? I'm like, no. It was because we did this. I'm like, no, I'm actually, those things were frustrating, but I wasn't going to stop you playing over that. I said, the reason I stopped you from playing is because, and I know this because I specifically remember it was a green ball. I said, I asked you guys to put the balls away before you do anything else. You picked up a green ball, did a very stylish throw over your shoulder. He caught it and threw it over his. So you each picked up a ball and consciously chose not to put it away. And they're like, yeah, we did that. And I go, that's called gaslighting. It'd be like, if you step on my toe, here, step on my toe. Kid steps on my toe. I'm like, now you say, get off my toe. They're like, get off my toe. I'm like, I can't, you're on my toe. And they're like, yeah, we get it, Mr. Terry. It was super cool. Because otherwise they might have said that I was picking on them. And it wasn't. Just teaching them why it hurt. They threw my green ball. Hurt my feelings. I don't know who's going to hang this in their kitchen, but
That'd be a great picture.
someone needs this painting. Have faith. Can you put that up there?
I hear Jen's voice.
Mine just sounds weird. No. The most room we have as the wall in our kitchen is like the size of a small window.
I will fully admit, in looking at apartments, because we've got many now. God knows. Well, this is my dilemma. I walk in, I'm like, there's not enough walls in this place. This is the first thing I think. Not how's the view, not what's the patio space like. It's like there's not enough walls in here.
Cool.
I cannot live here. Not enough walls.
You took away my.
Is this my bed? It's not. It's so early.
I love your sideburns.
Thank you.
I can't grow any
Great.
a little bit of this. This is my regular beard.
Mhm.
People go, oh, I like your goatee. It's like, not a goatee.
That's all I can do.
It's everything I got, man. Yeah, do you like that?
I do.
You like on my knuckle? That is the worst spot.
Yep.
No, I think the worst
Roll on
spot
your
is the spot where you
toe.
can't reach.
But then I don't know what's there.
No,
It's fine.
because if you feel it, you don't like, you're like, I can't, so that you're just constantly doing this.
I only
but
feel them
not.
when I itch them. Otherwise, I don't feel them. Like I get like 20 on me right now, and I only have noticed this one because I was scratching my finger.
Oh, that's fair. They get worse the more you wish. But also, it's a place you can't reach, but you have clothes or fabric or something rubbing against it. Then you feel it. You always get oversensitive with lights.
Are you guys talking about bug bites?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or itches you can't reach?
Oh, I
Gotcha.
don't notice bug bites until I
My
start
youngest
itching them.
kids attacked bad,
So-
and they get massive welts from mosquitoes.
My sister does.
I always get in trouble for saying this because I really think the belt happens and you find your other half, you become this different machine that can function that Chelsea doesn't understand. But
I just don't agree.
Yeah. But that's because when you go to bed, you don't have Jesse rubbing your feet.
I don't want anyone touching my feet. No thanks.
What if you have an itch that you can't reach in your foot?
Let's put a back scratchers for.
Okay.
You will suffer, I think.
All I wanted to say is that really, like all those itches and scratches, if you find a perfect match, and I'm not saying you have to, but if you choose to, or if you do by accident, it's so nice to have an itch you can't reach and just say, hey, can you scratch my back? And then they scratch your back. It's magic. You kind of,
I've ever asked anyone to scratch my back ever.
that's okay.
Yeah, I wonder if I always try to like, contort into strange angles.
Yeah.
Actually,
Well,
I have asked.
It's just got me thinking because
Yeah.
I've been in big relationships, but I don't think that's anything that I've ever been like, oh, that would be nice.
A neck rub?
By a professional.
Oh, I can't be touched by strangers.
Hmm.
So if I get a neck rub,
I
it's from
lived with a
Jess.
few strangers, so maybe that's why.
I don't like when strangers touch me.
Children with a stranger. Anyways, that's a different story. I just find that people that are not trained to do it don't really, they just are annoying and don't know what they're doing. And push on the same spot repeatedly for a half an hour until you.
They're just pushing the wrong people.
I think so. I think
That's
the
that's
problem.
exactly what it is.
You gotta find the
Moral
people
of the story.
I mean, you could even, start
Then they get all
probably an
offended
app,
when you ask
dating
them to
app for
stop.
many people that know how to give back rubs,
I am over dating apps. I can't do it. Your guys are the ones who told me to get off of them.
Who did?
You.
I don't tell people what to do.
5 minutes ago. You should get out of finding dating.
No, I don't think that's what I said though. We
You
can,
said
we
you
can roll
should
back.
find
I bet it's
someone.
close. I bet it's close, but I don't think.
No.
And that's
Should
what,
find someone. That's what he said.
I don't think I did. I think if we roll, I'm not gonna certify it.
No.
But I think if we look back, you'll find that I said something very close to, if you find somebody in that works for you.
Exactly what you said.
Because I'm very careful about that language because I'm autistic and I get into trouble all
Oh,
the time.
that's fair.
I also freaked out earlier because I forgot to preface, this is a bland generalization because I often will preface, this is a broad generalization.
Yeah.
Please don't apply it to any one individual. Yeah.
And all
But that's
fairness,
where my
my
section
comment
went.
on that generalization thing is most of the kids' stories that I know are based on my two children.
Yeah.
And I think they see the world differently than most people. In
Yeah.
terms of they know what music they're listening to, they know the directors of the movies they watch, they're very specific
Oh, yeah.
about the artists that they're
Hyperfixate
into.
versus, oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Also, like,
Depends on the person.
I'll say that, like, I said, I was having a meeting with my principal, my vice principal the other day. I was like, wow, do I ever feel supported in this conversation right now? And she's like, what do you mean? Do you not usually feel supported? I'm like, no, I'm telling you that I feel super supported right now. And I think a lot of people are surrounded by judgment and sarcasm and backhanded compliments that,
Yeah.
because I don't think that way. I don't always think to process.
You're like, I
and say,
just said this because I was feeling it.
yeah.
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 So you don't get freaked out, I'm about to tell you, I really like the way you're talking to me right now. And I hope it continues. Are you saying I don't always talk to you nice? Like, no.
Not what I was saying.
What did the human say? What did the human say? Quick, think like a human. I taped that to the floor. I thought I got stuck on the front. No.
I was trying to figure out what the name was.
No, but I really would have made my strongest effort. I do screw up sometimes, but I process in the process of if it suits you, then you should find somebody that can scratch your back.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's pretty great. You're like looking
You're
at me
missing
for my
out.
life choices.
You're missing out.
Should I put more detail in that screaming face?
No.
Here's what I'm going to do with that tonight. I really like it. I consider it a finished piece. But I'm going to start the opening bit up because I wouldn't mind painting on that canvas some more. Is that weird?
No.
Like, it's not that I don't think it's good. It's just that unless somebody really wants it, I think I'd still like to mess around with that canvas a bit.
I wasn't even starting my general direction.
You have no idea how much I love you right now for listening and backing me up there. Because I often feel like I'm crazy. And
The best people are.
what?
The best people are.
It's hard though. And this month's been super hard because we're both teachers. The last 20 years I thought the reason I had such a hard time teaching in June was the paperwork. I kind of got it down. But I still have this like constant, if somebody stuck a fire alarm behind your head for a month, that's what the machine in your office is like. I mean, I thought it was because I'm so bad at paperwork, I'm afraid of screwing things up. Truth is, Jess helps me with stuff. She does it effortlessly. She'll do something in 10 minutes that would have taken me 2 hours. And she's happy to help me because then we have another hour and 50 minutes together. So my life's gotten a lot better. Right, Jessie?
Yeah.
And then she laughs because she's like, this isn't the important stuff. This is the easy stuff. And I'm like, so. Like I used to do 90% of a project that I had to send to the office. And the part where I hit send was just unfathomable.
Yeah.
Like putting my finger on the send button was, she's like, I don't care, bing. It's like, wow, you did that so fast. But
Oh, yeah.
what I realized is what I hate about June is, for instance, all the grade 7s are breaking up with their teachers. They love their teachers. And the more they love their teachers, the harder they have to crash before they can go and enjoy summer. The high school kids are graduating. They don't know how to say goodbye. I teach in a high school junior high where like the grade 8 to 11 is the middle child, right?
Yeah.
And it's not got anything to do with the paperwork as much as
The
the
emotion.
high anxiety month of June is like
you're
having
feeling
a fire
everything.
alarm running in my head for a month.
Yeah.
You're in a grade 7 and 12 school. Have you noticed Ash has made a comment, and I don't know if it's the kids that they're surrounded by in grade 12 or generally what is happening. They were making a comment about how the grade 7s, the kids in grade 7 are like the cockiest kids ever. And there used to be this fear of grade 12s, and there's none of that. It has all gone away.
Let me start by saying, I'm about to make a generalization
Yeah.
about young people that
Yeah.
doesn't apply to any one individual. I think that the grade 7s adapted to the last 3 years of COVID better than the grade 12s.
Yeah.
I think
Is it adapted better? I like what you're saying. I'm like listening to it.
adapted differently.
But it's like there's a complete, and this is like across like lots of different people's experiences. Grade 7's a really special experience right now because like 6, 5, and 4 are like huge growth years, and they missed out on like consistency in those growth years. So like I like how
So
you
are
said
they
that.
just swinging bigger or
It's-
something? Like
it's-
Ash had said, there used to be like this fear and respect for grade 12s. You got out of the way, and now it's just like that's not what's happening in their school at all.
Maybe Ash had respect for the grade 12s and perceived that. And then there was kids in Ash's grade that didn't have respect for grade 12s, but that wasn't part of Ash's life.
Right? That's
It could be
Kind of
interesting.
like the biggest bully we ever knew when I was a kid was in grade 9, and all he did was kick the crap out of us when we were in grade 6. I found out years later from a guy that went to grade 9 with him that he was the biggest joke in the school. He was just a skinny little banger nerd that spent his time bullying grade 6 kids.
Oh.
So our perspective was completely different.
Totally.
This guy was like the head of the crypt and the
Bloods.
Bloods, and to his peers, he was like this turd that wasted his time beating up school children.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and it's interesting because it's Ash and their little group of friends, and it is little. Like there's 4 of them that hang out.
Mhm.
And all of their perception is there's no respect for the grade 12s. But I don't think that is the whole grade 12 experience. I think it is that little group's experience.
I can tell you the only real moment I had from 7 to 12, noticing a gap or change in kids. Not the same for Jess because she's saying that her grade 7s are weird.
I love you. Everything's fine. I probably tell them. they're
Maybe I
weird.
misinterpreted what you were just saying, but what I remember was this is probably 2 years ago. My whole life, I had an idea that the people in the world I wanted to avoid the most were 14-year-olds that were drinking for the first time.
Yeah.
So for you, it's that road near your house that's like for me, Elbow Drive. There's always a street near your home that was the main thoroughfare. That there really wasn't anything to do, but it wasn't quite as buried into the back alleys and suburbs. And people kind of walk up and down that street waiting for a car to walk by and make contact with a stranger. Does that make sense? When I'd see 14-year-olds going up and down the street plastered off of like a half a beer, I would think to myself, oh, those poor kids haven't learned how to socialize with alcohol yet. Out of the blue, right after COVID, I started seeing 19 and 20-year-olds acting like 14-year-olds getting drunk for the first time.
Yeah.
And it was just like, they look like grown-ups, but they're acting like 12-year-olds. What's happening here? And I realized that was a group of kids that missed that early, how do you manage your first drinking out with your friends? Like,
It is really
Yeah, it's true.
interesting.
I think it delayed them a lot. And I just think like for Ash, who was an introvert anyways, it just made it a bazillion.
what do you want me to do with this? Take it away from you, or
Do you want some?
I don't need sugar anymore?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You're square.
No, I'm good, thank you.
Remember the Rumble House? How can I be square?
You're a queen.
Truth is, I'm an asshole. I'm not square though. Sorry. Maybe I'm square.
You're not a square.
Just letting you know.
A watercolor. I did some backgrounds last week, and then I was like gonna draw into them, but I was like, I actually want to do a painting tonight. So,
It's 8:45. How's that live feed?
I don't know. Haven't looked up in a while. Everything is good. What is it? Yeah,
Depends. How many people are there?
8.
Tell those 8 people we love them.
8 people. We love you. And hello. And we are going to go away for a while, but we'll be back in 15 minutes. Could you please find the Rumble 525 is the event page where we have pictures up. Also, there's pieces being made right now. I'm going to start the auction in 15 minutes on a new feed. Okay? We love you, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Bessie. Thank you, Kelly.
Right back. You remember that? So do you want
After
to-
After these messages.
Be right back.